is a Dare. Welcome to day 3 of learning HTML. From our last camp, we continued expanding our knowledge on some HTML tags, and we're going to do the same today. But today, especially, we have a special guest who's familiar with HTML and knows his stuff. So he's going to help teach us how to do things. So I'll let you take it from here, Malachi.
Alright, hey guys, my name is Malachi. Just a little introduction about myself. I'm 12 years old. I like basketball. I like video games. I like a lot of stuff. Learning HTML. I'm a junior mentor right now. In grade 7. I'm tech savvy. Not really gonna go into my character traits, but let's get started. So today I'll be talking about links. Day 3. So you might be wondering, what are links? Well, you use links in your everyday lives. Like, you want to go somewhere, you put a link in when you're surfing the web. And it's a reference to data where a user like you can follow by clicking on it. So if you guys like basketball, this is one. This is the NBA All-Star Weekend. And when you press this link, it takes you right here to this link. And this one we might not be familiar with, but we're getting used to, which is Discord. So I won't click the other two because you guys probably all know what a link is. So the A tag. The A tag is a hyperlink which is used to link from one page to another, and the A tag is actually a representation of the anchor tag. Anchor. Before I go on, is there any questions for me? Any comments, questions?
It looks like we're good on questions right now.
Okay, that's good. So as I said, the A tag is a anchor tag. But your questions out there might be, why is it called the anchor tag? Let me explain. It is called the anchor tag because it is used for attaching a link to the content side of it. Like, it would be your opening tag, as you know, this, and then your link, like youtube.com, and then your closing tag. Any questions?
No questions. I'll tell you once you get questions. I'll read them out to you.
Okay. The href tag, aka the hypertext reference tag, states the URL that a link goes to. So it's basically this hypertext reference tag that shows you where the URL goes to, or the link. So if you're using a text editor, in this case I'll be using Sollearn, this is how it would look. If your opening tag, your A tag, your href tag, and then it automatically gives you the quotation marks, so you can put link to web page. If you guys want, you can try this out. So just go to sollearn.com. Sollearn.com. which is here. Just copy that link and put in a new tab. So I'll do that right now. It brings me to this website here, which would be Code Playground on Learn. Sorry, that's work. This would be the one you use actually. And so learn new code. And then it asks you what language do you want to use for coding. You would use the web because, as you know, the HTML is hypertext markup language, which is language of the web. So you would press the web. Don't press Java or Python or Swift or any of the other ones. Just press web. And then you can put in your links and stuff. So it would be your 8 tag, 8 tag, and clothing tag. For some reason, it doesn't work when you do.
Oh, Malachi, I think you made a typo. The href, it's an equal sign. You accidentally put a hyphen.
Where? Here? Like
Yeah, for
this?
the attribute href. You put a hyphen instead of the equal sign.
Isn't this the equal sign?
No, the 2 dashes. Where the plus symbol is.
This or this one or this one or hyphen. Oh, what's this one?
Like the one in math.
Like this or minus sign.
Oh, that's weird. I'll put it in chat for you. Or sorry. I typed in the wrong symbol, this one.
Yeah, it's an equal sign. You don't see the link? Don't see the link, Nafimi, so you just copy this link and go into a new tab and then paste it there, and it automatically takes you to the code solar. I don't know why that isn't working. Equal sign.
There you go. That's the equal sign.
And then when I run it, it doesn't do anything.
Okay, just continue on for now.
Yeah, I was going to continue. And the link to web page, which is here, where you would put your link once you create your web page, is actually a functioning A tag, which I already explained. So I previously talked about URL. So you guys might be wondering, well, what in the world is a URL? Like, I've heard of it before, but what in the world is a URL? Confused? Let me explain. A URL stands for a Uniform Resource Locator, which is basically an address for where something lives on the internet. So, an analogy. So, if you give someone your home address, what can they do with it? Like, what can they do? Anybody know what you can do with your home address? Okay. So, if you give someone your home address, they'll allow them to locate where you live, which is the same way URLs work. So basically, type it in chat here. Your URL equals your address. So it allows you It allows them or you to visit any website or image on the web, like this one. This is the Discord channel for our Learning with Me. So example 1, clickable text. So this example below, right here, is of a clickable text in a text editor, which would be Sollearn. So if I go to Sollearn, move this. So let's delete this. So first it will be your A tag, Href tag, and then it automatically gives you the quotation marks, link to web page, which if you want to use Sollearn, that was the link you would use. Link to Sollearn, and then copy this and paste it in your code playground. And click here to view web page. Run it. You have to put it here. So if you run it, it gives you a click here to view a web page, which would be sollearn.com.
So you need to add that closing tag, the closing A tag.
Oh yeah, sorry. Add the closing A tag. Computer, and then when you run it, it gives you a click here to view a web page, which is this one, which is the example I have here. A href tag, link to web page, and then click here to view web page, and then the A tag. Same link. If you open a new tab, takes you to the Sollearn website. Let's continue. Any questions, Adara?
No, pretty good.
All right, I'm good here. So if you guys want to try that out, I'll do it again just so you guys can see what I'm doing. This up actually. So you have your doc type, HTML, then you have your HTML tag, then your head tag, your title tag, and then page title, and your head tag, and then your body tag. And then in the space right here, this is where you would put your code. So A Href is either quotation marks, link to web page, and then enter, click this. I'll just put this. This is my web page. Click on the link to view it, which would be then and then your A tag, closing A tag, and opening A tag. Opening A tag here, and your closing A tag right there. Oops. Okay, so just click on this link to view it. You click this link. 1 second. I think I had it. Or copy. And then your link to web page would go here. Click on this, or click on this link, and
No problem, Malachi. You have it. It's because you're trying to open it up in the code playground.
oh yeah, if I open the link in a new tab,
It's probably just a bad link.
probably.
Here, I'll re-show the examples afterwards. No problem.
Okay. So, sorry. Let's move on. And then this next slide here is example 2 of a clickable image. So the example below is an example of a clickable image in a text editor, which will be stolen. So let's just delete all this. So yeah, a tag, href tag, which equals link to web page. And then you close it. Let me just show that again. Opening tag, a tag, href tag, equals, equal sign like you do in math class. Can I zoom in on my playground screen? Sure. Let's make this bigger. Is that better?
Yeah, you can also press F11 if you see it on your keyboard.
Okay.
And I'll go full screen.
A href tag, and then link to web page. Or sorry, this clickable text. Yeah, link to web page. Still be that. And then next, if you want your image source, which I'll be using this picture here. So this picture right here. So if I copy image address and then place in code playground, well, the image source rather would be as equals this link right here, and your closing page. Pretty sure it should work. And then if you try opening this in a new tab, sorry about that, but D-Ray, I think he can explain once I'm done how you actually do it. Any questions or comments or anything? Anybody out there?
No, it looks like we're good.
So if you guys want to try this out, you can do that if you would like. So just open a new tab, search Solon, and it gives you this page right here. Don't press start. If you haven't, then it would give you an option of to sign in. And then if you want to go to the code playground, you just press code playground. And then if you haven't made a code yet, then you can press new code, and it'll add it for you. And then it gives you these ones, the options here of what language are you going to use. And since we're learning HTML, this is the web, language of the web. So you would press web. And then it has HTML, CSS, and JS. CSS will be in another lesson, and JS is JavaScript. So you can move these down. And then if you want to do what I just did, you would put your A tag. If you guys want to, here is the example of what I did. So you would use A tag, and then the href tag, and then the link to web page. Click here to view web page, and then your A tag. And so learn it would look like a href equals link to web page. Whoops. My bad. Href tag equals link to web page. Quotation mark and the other quotation mark. And then click here to view web page, which is this one right here. This copy link address equals, well, you now want that. So
Here, so no problem, Malachi. You don't have to put it in chat. I'll just show them again. So no problem.
all right,
Okay.
show them again.
So thank you, Malachi.
So, you are very welcome.
Okay. So yeah, let me share my screen. Thank you, Malachi, for that showcase.
You are very welcome.
Let me see which correct screen it is. This one. Okay. So we're just going to quickly go over everything Malachi talked about in case if maybe misunderstood something along the way. And yeah, so that's going to be the camp day. So first off, what is a link? So as Malachi said, a link is nothing but a web address or URL of a page that allows you to connect with different websites. And it's a reference to data that the user can follow by clicking or tapping. So we press on links all the time. We press on it to visit our favorite websites. Maybe your friend sends you a text message with a link on it, and he wants you to see a funny clip or something. But yeah, so pretty much anything like this you see is usually a link. So an example, I have a link in the slides presentation, and it takes me to dates and times of the HTML camps. But you can have a link to anything. That link is just the connection between that like thing you put there and then whatever website you're sending it to. So that's the link that they have together. So this link takes me to this web page, and I can have it for YouTube. We can see our link usually in the web address on our web browser. So like right up here, and you can highlight the link and send that to somebody. And I can put that link back in the web address, and it'll send me like that, and I'm back to where I was. But yeah, so that's basically links, and we're probably familiar with that. So what is a hyperlink? So hyperlink is pretty much the same thing as a link, except it's an icon or graphic that links to that's text. It can also be text that links to another file or object. So the normal type of link we see, it has a bunch of stuff in it. So even on the slides presentation website I'm on, we see this link over here. I can send it to somebody, but we see it has a lot of stuff, and it's not necessarily related, or it's not necessarily looks like it's related to this presentation, right? If I'm going to send this to my friend, they won't know that this is a presentation for an HTML day. Or maybe if I go to YouTube, let me go like this, and I open up a video, let's say, let's search up cats, and look at a video of cats. If I put this link in chat, you wouldn't immediately know that this was a link to cats, right? It has a bunch of coding at the end, or not coding. It has a bunch of what should I say? It has a bunch of encoding, I guess, at the end, and it just has a bunch of stuff that's not related. It doesn't say YouTube link to cats, right? So what a hyperlink does is that a hyperlink actually directly tells you what the link is. So it can be an icon or a graphic or pure text. So you can have that text be whatever you like it to be, and we'll show that afterwards. And by graphic or icon, I pretty much mean an image. So once again, for example, on youtube.com, I don't know if you guys do this, but if I'm trying to get to the homepage of YouTube, we probably all watch YouTube here. If I'm trying to get to the homepage, maybe I'm on a video. Let's say this one. I'd usually press on this thing right over here, and this isn't necessarily like the normal links we see, right? Because this is actually an image. So I can press on this image, and it works like a link, and it takes me somewhere else. And something you can know about links to like see where a link takes you, that proper URL, is you can look in your bottom left, usually of your web browser. I can't move to it because my mouse has to hover over the link. But if we look to the bottom left, we can see HTTPS, and we see www.youtube.com and all that other stuff to point towards that video. So you can see that all the things we're hovering over are different links to different pages, if that makes sense. So yeah, those are links, and we see links in a lot of different forms. So it's not necessarily always just that pure www link. It can be in the form of an image and stuff. So next we have the A tag. So if we want to create our own hyperlinks in HTML, so those like icon graphics or those text links in our web page, because as we just saw, web pages are using it. So if I didn't make that clear enough, I'll just go like this. Oh, sorry, am I only sharing my, let me share my entire screen. That's my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Okay, there we go. So hopefully you can see my entire screen now. So I don't know how much you guys saw, but anyways, you didn't. Oh, sorry, somebody said in the chat. Thank you, Malachi. I didn't read that message. So on youtube.com, you can see it now, I believe. So hovering over all this stuff, if you look in the bottom left corner, I'm not going to be able to go to it once again because I have to hover over the link. We can see HTTPS / www.youtube.com and whatever's after that, right? So that's pretty much that URL that it's taking me to. Sorry, and we're just hovering over it to see that. So you can do that with most web browsers, I think, also on Chrome. I'm using Firefox. So yeah, we hover over all of these, and we can see that they're different links to different pages. So yeah, and then with hyperlinks, once again, they can also be an icon or graphics, so that could be an image. So maybe when you're watching a YouTube video, to go back to the homepage of YouTube, what I usually do is that I just press on the YouTube logo, and that's also a link, right? So what I was trying to say is that it's not always necessarily this thing up here that's the link. You can have a hyperlink, which is in forms like this. So yeah, those are hyperlinks. So they're pretty much friendlier links, and yeah, so they can be pure text. They can be a lot of different things, and pretty much all the websites we use, they use hyperlinks. So one more example, actually, let's do one more. Let's just go to learningwithme.org. So when we go to different pages here, maybe when you're signing up or viewing the website, when you go to different pages, these are all links we're going to. So once again, they're not in the form of www blah blah blah. They're just text like this. So this is a hyperlink, and these are all hyperlinks. So they take us to the web pages, if that makes sense. So yeah, those are hyperlinks. Usually you don't want to, it's sometimes you don't need to create a hyperlink. You're just sending something to your friend. You're trying to show them a clip fast or something. You can just put the link there. They don't really care that much because they know what you're doing. But usually if it's like in a formal presentation and random people are seeing it, you'd use a hyperlink so you can say something. So maybe you'd say click here, and when they click on that text, it takes them to the thing. So that's a hyperlink. And yeah, just as a fun fact, the A in A tag is short for anchor. So this is just, I guess, like a bonus fun fact about anchors and A tags. Malachi also talked about this. So first of all, an anchor is a heavy object attached to a cable or chain, and it's used to prevent the boat from moving. So it's attached to that boat, and yeah, they're used to make boats stay in a specific place. So we can compare that to the anchor and the A tag, because similarly, the A tag, the anchor tag, is used for attaching a link to the content within it. So yeah, they're just attaching, and that's just a fun fact. That doesn't matter to us, for us. So anyways, if we remember about attributes, how they're like used to define additional characteristics of things, and in HTML, they're also used to define additional characteristics of tags. We did the image tag. It had the attributes width, height, src for source, and a bunch of other stuff too. And for the A tag now, the A tag we use for creating hyperlinks, we have the href attribute. So this is a very important attribute for it, and it's pretty much what we use to give it that link for where it's going to take you to, right? So sure, we can create text. Let me actually open up Solo and Code Playground so we can look at examples. Wrong page. So Solo Learn. Hold on, I just need to get to the playground. So sure, we can create text with the P tag, right? Or even with the A tag. So let's just look at the A tag right now. So it's just the A tag, and then we also have a closing tag like that. And sure, we can put text in here. I can say hello, or actually I'll say click here. We run it. We look at our output over here, click here. Sure, we can do that. But we need a way to tell it where, if the user presses on this, where is it actually going to take them to, right? Because if we just say it's a link, but a link to where? So that's important to know where it's a link to. So to do this, we use the href attribute, and it basically is short for hypertext reference. So it's just the same way we use the image tag. We put the href after the A in the opening tag, and then we put our equal signs, and we put our quotations. So not single quotations, double quotations like that. So in here, we simply just put the link to wherever it takes us to. So let's find the link I wanted to take us to. Let's go to, yeah, sure, just YouTube. So I'm just gonna go to a video. Let's say, I'll search up dogs this time. It's gonna take us to a compilation of cute puppies and dogs. So I'm gonna copy this link. This is just where I'm getting my link from. I'm just gonna put it in between the quotations like this. So I'm gonna run this, and we can automatically see this becomes like blue. That's usually what usually happens with links. And if I hover over it now, we can look in the bottom left corner of our web browser usually once again, and then we can see the where that link is exactly going. So this is a hyperlink because it's not just showing the normal text. It's the text has been transformed into something else. And yeah, so I can press on it. Since we're using Solo and Code Playground, this is going to happen. So it's going to tell Firefox when it opens page. The reason it's doing that is because we're trying to open it within Solo and Code Playground. So that's like a limitation we have with Solo and Code Playground. But to prove to you this code actually works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up in a proper text editor. So Code Playground is a place meant to like write code quickly, but it's not meant as a place to write proper professional code. So I'm going to open up a proper text editor. This is Sublime Text. And pretty much, hold on, let's just close. Let me go like that. So pretty much you can write code in here. So I'm just going to copy and paste all the HTML code we have in here. So just, if it looks confusing right now, I'm just copying and pasting the code we have from Solo and Code Playground. I'm going to put it into this text editor like that. So I have to save this as a file. I haven't shown you guys how to do this yet, but we'll be looking into how to do this later. It's an HTML. I'll say it's called test.html. We'll save it. And then now we need to run this, right? So you can just ignore what I'm doing right now. It might look a little bit confusing, but pretty much I'm just opening up this code in a proper text editor. So we have the HTML file we created, test.html, and this is the code for test.html over here. So with this is what it would look like on a normal web page, and we have click here, and if I press on this now, it takes us directly to the web page like so. So that error we get thrown is just because we're using Solo and Code Playground, but if we were to write it anywhere else in like a proper text editor, it would work just fine. So that's just the A tag working normally. So I can go back and forth, right? And yeah, so that's the A tag. So I guess honestly, just to continue on, we might as well honestly just continue working here from now on. So yeah, let's do that. So let's go back to the presentation. Close this. Where am I going? Am I going here? Let me see where my slides presentation is. Okay, looks like I dragged it over here somehow. But anyways, let's go here. So yeah, that was our clickable text. So this is how it's composed again. So opening a tag, then we have the attribute called href, link to web page, and then this text down here, by the way, we can change this text to whatever we would like it to be. So that's just that. This text is what makes it a hyperlink because it's transformed text, right? So it doesn't need to say click here to view web page. It can say anything you want it to say. So you just type it down here. But yeah, I can make it say, don't click here, but you can still use it as a URL. So it's pretty much used as anything. It's just the text that displays for the user. And yeah, so we can also create clickable images. So remember, hyperlinks can also be icons or graphics. So we can also create images that are links, like the example we saw with youtube.com and how that logo is a link. And we can do that by simply putting our image tag, the image we have, in between our opening and closing a tag. So that's why we learned about images last camp, so we can do stuff like this now. So to show you an example of what this would look like, first we need to grab an image. So let's do that. So let's say tacos. So I'm just gonna simply get my image. I can get it from anywhere. I can get it locally on my computers, but I'll get it from here. So let's grab this one. So I need the URL for this image. Remember, URL is just an address for something on the web. So I can say, let me see, which one is it? Copy image location. Or if I want to be sure, I can view the image on its own web page and copy this link as well. So I'm back in my text editor now, and let's do it. So this is no longer using text. We're going to be using an image. So the image tag, remember how that works for last camp. So img like that, and then we have the src attribute. So make sure you don't mess up the href and src attribute. Although you might think they're pretty much the same, they're different necessarily because this is the source for the image, and this is like the hypertext reference, so where this link will take you. So you both put links into them, but they're two different tags. So you can't use an href tag with the image tag. That just won't work. So let's put in our double quotations, and let's put in our image link now. So this is the link to my image, and let's close it off. I'm also going to go back like that, and this should be good. So basically what this is saying right here is that, okay, first off, this is an A tag, and this is going to be a link to something. Whatever this is, if it's text, if it's an image, it's a link, and it's going to take you to youtube.com or whatever video I had this set into. I think it was a video of dogs. And then in between that now is what we put is going to display. So what the user is going to see and be able to press on. In this case, it's an image. So we're using the image tag. And then with the image tag, might as well just add this. With the image tag, we put in the src attribute just as we normally did. So we can actually say the source of our image, where we're getting our image from. So it displays the right image and an image at all. I'm going to save this. We're going to go back to where we had the HTML file open. We're going to run it to see the output. So we have a picture of tacos now, which is pretty cool. But what I want to do is that I want to have this image of tacos take me to a link, and we've already set that up. So I'm just going to hover over it. If we look in the bottom left again, once again, I can't hover over it with my mouse because I have to be hovering over the image. But if you look down to the bottom left of like my shared screen, you can see https ://www.youtube. Hopefully you can see it. So that shows that this is a link, and it's going to take us to that thing over there. So I press on this, and it takes us to the video. So that is a clickable image. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Let's see if I have anything else I want to touch on in the slides, and then we'll go back to Code Playground. So let me see. Let me close off all the stuff I actually don't need anymore. So I don't need that. I don't need that image open. I guess I can close this. I can leave this one open. Just go like that and like that. So that's a clickable image. It's pretty simple. So just using our knowledge from the A tag that we just learned, and we're just plopping an image tag in between it. So that looks like it's the end of this camp. Let's see if there's anything else I want to touch on. So let's go back to Soul Learn Code Playground quickly, and I'll show you how to fix that problem we had with the with trying to add our image link. So by going to this text editor I have, it's called Sublime Text if you're curious. But by going to that text editor, we were able to see that it's not a problem on our end and our code is correct. So don't worry. But I'll show you how to fix the issue with Solo Learn. So I need to do new code. Okay, so we're back on Solar. Let me go full screen. So we can write our code here. Let's quickly just do an A tag. Href. A tag. So let me grab a link. Let's do yahoo.com. I think I could have just put in yahoo.com. But okay, so it's just a random article. We're not going to read it. So I'm going to put this link over here. Zoom out a bit. The link's pretty big link, sorry. So that's why I have to zoom out, but it's pretty long. So yeah, that's our link. But pretty much now, maybe actually let's change this. That's a little bit too long for this example. It would work, but I just want you guys to be able to see everything I'm doing. So let's go back to YouTube. Okay, copy that, go back here. I'm just gonna remove this link I put in here. We're gonna put in this link like that. So href equals and then link to the YouTube page. So this is our link and this works fine, right? But in Solo Learn, pretty much what's happening is that, first of all, when we're testing it on that example I showed in the proper text editor, it would replace the web page we had open with whatever link I had. So if we look at that, do I have it open still? Let's look. So it looks like I don't have it open anymore. I'm not going to bother to open up. But pretty much this tab right here, it would be replaced with a different tab. And that's what happens on youtube.com as well. If I press on this link to this video, you can see the whole tab changes completely, right? So pretty much that's what's trying to happen here with Solo Learn. So we write our code here. And when we see our output on this screen, I'll just put ABC. Pretty much when we press on this, it's trying to replace the Solo Learn tab completely. And just because we're working within like a fake web page area and it's within a web page area, it just glitches out and acts funny. I don't really know what the real problem behind it is, but it just acts funny. So to fix this, what we can do is that we can make it so that our link has to open up on a new tab completely. So to show what that looks like, assuming if you don't know, if you're on a mouse, like a proper mouse, if you middle click in, it will open up that link you middle clicked in on in a new tab like so. So we can see that open up here. So if you look at the top, I'm going to do that on a tab. We see it opens up in a new tab over here. So pretty much to open up in a new tab like that, if we want our link to do that for our HTML page, this is something separate, we would have to use another attribute to define an additional characteristic. And pretty much this attribute, I believe, is called target. So sorry, I might have to drink water in a second, but yeah, it's called target, and it's pretty much saying target for where this link is going. It's going to open up in this same tab we have, or is it going to create a new tab and open up, or is it going to create a whole brand new instance of the web browser we have open? So it's going to open up another Firefox page. So to make it so it opens up in a new tab, we simply put in this. We have target blank underscore, I believe. So I can run this. And we see that our link opens up in a new tab now. So that link I just pressed on, ABC, opens up in a brand new tab on the slide. So if that's not too clear, let me copy and paste this again. We're going to go look at this within a proper text editor. So let's do open file. Let's run this. Let me see where this opened up. I'm not sure if it did open up at all. So let me open this up quickly. Okay, there we go. So this is the thing we created. I'm just going to zoom in a lot. And this isn't a proper thing. So we press on this link. It creates a new tab and takes us there. So the page we're on, that previous page we created, it still exists over here. And this one opened up in a new tab. That's because we're using that target blank thing. So target equals quotations blank. So if I remove that now, I'm not defining any more additional characteristics. I remove that. I go back to, which I keep losing it somehow. Okay, it's this one. I go back to here, and now I refresh this because I updated some changes, and I run this. We see that we lose our web page, and it opens it up right here. So no new tab was created. So I'll go back. I press on this, and it opens up in the same thing when we lose our last tab unless if we go back to it. So that's pretty much what the target's doing, and that's how we can pretty much like fix that error we run into with Solr, and we just say open up in a new tab. Because if we don't say that in Solr, once again, it's Solr, it's not a problem on our end. But if we run this, we press on it, we're gonna get an error like this. So this isn't on our end. And yeah, to fix this, you can add that target equals blank thing. So maybe I'll put that in the YouTube chat afterwards. But yeah, so that's pretty much links for today. That was our main focus, getting links, creating hyperlinks. So we can create clickable images. I'll do that quickly one last time, and we're gonna wrap it up. So actually, we have an example up here still. I'll just go like this. Let's go like this. Okay, so once again, opening and closing A tags, href attribute, short for hypertext reference. We pass where that link is going to take us to with it. Then we have in between whatever our icon or graphic or text is. So in this case, we have a graphic, which is the image. So we put image. We have the src attribute as we normally use for the image to show where we're getting that image from, like so. We have our closing A tag. If it wasn't an image, let's just create another one quickly. We'd simply just put in our text here. So whatever we want to say, I'll say blah, blah, blah. So we're going to run this. Now we have two links side by side. We have one that's an image, and we have one down here that is a text. So these are hyperlinks. So hopefully that makes sense. And yes, let me check chat. I haven't been able to look at chat, sorry, because I don't have the YouTube open. Okay, so it looks like we're good. So yeah, that's the end of the camp day. Hopefully you enjoyed and hopefully everything made sense. Malachi, thank you very much for joining us. If you have any last words, you can say them as well.
No, it's just a pleasure to be here teaching this class. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, okay, so thank you, Malachi. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something new. And I'll talk to you guys next Saturday, or I'll see you guys next Saturday.